I don't know where. Come here. Council meeting to order. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Councilman Hickey, would you lead us in the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silent meditation or prayer. Thank you. Melody, would you do roll call, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Present.
Councilman Curry.
Here.
Councilwoman King.
Here.
Councilman Mishler.
Present.
Councilman Fish. Councilwoman Hines.
Here.
Councilman Crabtree.
Here.
Councilman Hinkie. Present. President Dawson.
Present. Just a reminder, make sure you speak into your microphone and that you speak clearly so that everybody listening can be heard at home. I need approval for minutes of approval for June 15, 2026 City Council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mrs. Hines, second by Mr. Crabtree. Mr. Hinkie.
Page 7, final paragraph, should read Mike Macklin. I'm not sure who Mike Macklin is, but it's Macklin, M-A-C-K-L-I-N. Sorry.
Macklin is M-A-C-H-L-A-N.
Yeah, what he said. M-A-C-H-A-N?
L-A-N. M-A-C-H-L-A-N. Macklin.
Okay,
Got that?
I got it. That.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve as amended.
Got a motion from Mr. Hinkie.
Second.
Second from Mr. Crabtree to approve the amendments. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the amended minutes of the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Hines, second by Mr. Crabtree. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Presentation and introductions. There are none. Reports of council committees. The Tax Abatement Committee met on June 24th and made recommendations on the compliant and non-compliant companies. Moving on to ordinances on second reading, which reads proposed ordinance 26-0-24 by title, please.
Proposed ordinance 26-0-24, an ordinance appropriating $622,900 for the Indiana Avenue Underpass Retaining Wall Improvement Project.
Can I get a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hinkie, second by Mr. Crabtree. Council discussion. I see Mr. Schaefer moving towards the mic.
Hi, Jeff Schaefer, City Engineer, speaking on this appropriation request for the Indiana Avenue Underpass Retaining Wall Improvement Project. Very briefly, this project takes care of 5 issues with this piece of infrastructure, which is approximately 23 years old. Most importantly, we're going to improve, and let me start with this. The walls that hold up the railroad bridge are fine. The solid concrete walls, those are fine. These are the stacked block walls that go out to the intersection toward Main Street and toward Sterling, Tipton, that area. Those are the walls that we're dealing with. And the biggest thing we're going to do is implement a drainage system that was excluded from the project when it was first built 23 years ago. So we'll be drilling weep holes through the bottom of these stacked block walls to allow water to go through. We will be reaffixing the concrete cap, the capstones that have come off at numerous locations along the wall that allow water to get into the wall itself. And we'll also be doing a drainage ditch behind the wall, again, just to keep water away from the wall so we don't have some of the issues we've had with blocks falling out. This project will also repair the damage that's been caused by vehicles that have hit the wall in the last few years, so that will be repaired. And lastly, we'll be working with some of the adjoining residents to actually remove some of the walls and replace it with just a planted slope, which is probably a better solution long-term from a maintenance perspective than these stacked block walls. I can answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Mr. Crabtree.
Will traffic be affected in any way?
Very minimal. This should be done under flagging with minor lane closures, but we will not have to close the entire intersection.
Thank you.
Mr. Mishler.
What's the timeline projected for this?
If the council chooses to move forward tonight, we will award the contract at the next Board of Works meeting, and the contract completion date is November 20th.
Mr. Hinkie.
The work is going to be done by what group?
The lowest bid was received from LaPorte Construction. They're actually the same contractor who happened to be the low bidder on the Napanee Street pedestrian bridge project.
As I recall, when this was approved by councils before, and I was on that council, the administration at that time chose a company who built their first underpass, and that was it. That was their first major underpass, and we had problems with it, that same wall. So somebody approved it. I hope that that would teach us somewhat of a lesson as far as future bids and the amount of years that we should hold the contractor responsible. We can accept their designs, but here we are, $622,900 of additional tax money. But that's not all. We've repaired it several times, not to this extent, but it has been repaired. But for the record, $622,900 is a cumulative of what accounts? What money was brought to bear?
So this is coming from the Capital Outlay Fund.
That's unfortunate, but I get it. That's just unfortunate because this will bring no more business. It will bring no more capital. It will bring no more return of investment or revenue to the city, but it's $622,000. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none. Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. Open up to the public. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak with regards to this ordinance? Seeing none, we turn it back to the council floor. Any more council discussion? Mr. Hinkie?
In all fairness to this administration, it was prior administrations that put this together, and this is a cleanup of what has transpired over several years. It's not as though we approved the design work that now we regret.
Thank you. Melanie, would you do a roll call vote on second reading, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Yes.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie.
Aye.
President Dawson.
Aye.
Third and final. Thank
Got a
you.
motion for Mr. Mishler for third and final, second for Mr. Hinkie. Melanie, would you read it by title and do a roll call vote, please?
Proposed ordinance 260-24, an ordinance appropriating $622,900 for the Indiana Avenue Underpass Retaining Wall Improvement Project. Councilman Holtz.
Yes.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie.
Aye.
President Dawson.
Aye.
Passes 8-0.
Thank you. Would you read proposed ordinance 26-0-25 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-25, an ordinance appropriating a major amendment to the Remington Park DPUD M-1 Section 4 to add small day program for young adults with disabilities as a permitted use of the Remington DPUD M-1 section.
Thank you. Got a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance on second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's from Mr. Crabtree, second by Mrs. Hines. Mr. Huber.
Good evening, Mike Huber, Development Services Director, City of Elkhart. The item you're considering currently is a request for a PUD amendment. The current PUD predominantly allows for M1 uses as it's in a predominantly manufacturing area. The petitioner is requesting to add a small day program for young adults and disabilities. The programming space will be developed above existing office space within the current building and is only about 1,750 square feet. The variance is requested because this is not a permitted use in the manufacturing use PUD. The amenities that will be created as part of this will be 3 small gathering areas, and a new lift will be installed to facilitate safe movement of clients to and from the second floor. The day program will be utilized by the petitioner's 2 sons, plus 2 additional clients, along with 4 to 5 caregivers. The day program is supposed to be small in scale. There'll be no exterior modification to the building. There'll be low volume of additional traffic and no discernible impact on any surrounding properties. The use is envisioned to be temporary while the program is being established, with plans to relocate to a suitable residential or academic style facility as soon as possible. The program's activities will be structured and designed to build practical life skills and foster greater independence for those with long-term disabilities. Examples of such are practical math, reading skills, practice through real-life scenarios like grocery shopping and skills development, and help communicate with peers. Happy to answer any questions, and I believe we do have a representative from the petitioner here this evening as well.
Mr. Mishler.
Thanks, Mike. Is there any regulatory requirements as far as like from the state for that they have to meet for as far as licenses or anything like that?
I don't know, or I don't believe there are. I can maybe defer if there's someone here to speak to this evening. Yep. Here we go.
Richard Levanture. I am representing Levanture Products and Levanture Realty, who owns the business, or who owns the facility. My elder son is turning 18. He has been in ABA therapy for his whole life. For those of you who are not familiar with ABA therapy, it's typically used for younger children. He's not aging out, but there aren't any centers locally who will take his age group anymore. So my wife and I are trying to figure out what we can do for not only him, but people who are like him. There are other similar types of young adults at the center he was at. The schools are not the best suited for some of these kids with more severe behaviors and long-term needs. So we're looking to see what we can do to help support not only our kid, but other people, other kids, and try and figure out how to fund it, support it, start it, and grow it. We have only begun to start this whole process. Our first order of business would be to where could we do something like this? Already having a 150,000 foot building, I'm like, well, if I could convert part of this into a potential office moving forward, but use it for this while we get started, reduce our cost overhead while we figure out exactly if it would even work long term. We haven't really built out a proof of concept. I know I'm willing to pay for the cost for my child, but what do we do with other children whose families are unable to do such a thing? So I'm sure there will be permitting processes that we're going to have to go through with the state. Our hope is to eventually be able to find other funding sources as well, which are going to have their own requirements.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Hinkie.
Mr. Levanture, you should be commended for putting forth such a proposal. I mean, I wish that everyone had that ability for special needs of all types, number one. Number two, agencies that would license. And so when we come back to Mike, I don't know if the PUD would say the limit of capacity. Is this attached to another structure? So there's a business and then this is going to be an add-on?
So our facility is 150,000 square feet. We're primarily a warehouse distribution type facility. When we built the facility, there was for lack of a better description, a second floor of the offices that were never built out because we didn't need that square footage at the time. Our thought is, or my thought personally is, I can build it out at relatively minimal cost as opposed to either building a whole new facility, buying a whole new facility, or finding something, renting it. And then I would have an office for my business ongoing, and I could be able to support this for a couple of years. So it would be small. It's only 1,700 square feet. It would only ever work for a small handful, like 4 at most, adults.
Because I believe the law would change if they were above 6, then some licensing would be required. There's an agency called BEADS, BEADS, which would help with some forms of reimbursement. You may already be aware of BEADS through the programming. That would be the one thing. And then secondly, in cooperation with Lexington House, which is on Hively. Good programming there for daytime, but it's good integration. This would be yet another opening. It'd be interesting and exciting to see where it goes. So fully support, and personally, if I could be of help in any way, please say something.
Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll open up to the public. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak with regards to this ordinance? Seeing none, we'll turn it back to the council. Melody, would you do a roll call vote on second reading, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie. President Dawson.
Aye.
Third and final, please.
Second.
Motion for Mr. Hinkie, second for Mrs. Hines. Melody, would you read it by title and do a roll call vote, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-25, an ordinance appropriating a major amendment to the Remington Park DPUD M-1 Section 4 to add a small day program for young adults with disabilities as permitted use of the Remington DPUD M-1 section. Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie.
Aye.
President Dawson.
Aye.
Passes 8-0.
Thank you. Ordinances and resolutions referred to committee. Without objection, the council would dispense with the individual reading of the pending tax abatement resolutions, and those items will remain in the tax abatement committee for further review with the committee of the whole scheduled for July 8th at 6 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would you read proposed ordinance, tabled orders 26-0-21 by title?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-21, an ordinance annexing certain real estate commonly known as an intersection of CR6 and Northland Drive, Elkhart, Indiana, and declaring the same to be a part of the city of Elkhart, Indiana.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to remove this from the table?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Mishler, second by Mrs. Hines. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Can I get a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Got a motion by Mrs. Hines, second by Mr. Curry. Mr. Huber.
Yeah, just a quick reminder on this one. This is the Norco annexation, vacant property adjacent to their current business. About $575,000 of assessed value as it sits. They're looking at potential phase development. It'll generate about $10,000 in new levy. Just as it sits, any future additional development would create new net AV. All of the costs are being will be attributed to the developer. We're not having to build new roads. We're not having to add new sewer. We're not taking on any capital costs associated with this. And it's adjacent to land that's already in the city, so our additional costs will be minimal.
Questions?
And we do have representatives from the company here to see.
Questions? Seeing none. All in favor of this passing second reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion for third and final.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Mishler,
Second.
second by Mr. Crabtree. Melody, would you read this by title and do a roll call vote on third reading, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-21, an ordinance annexing certain real estate commonly known as intersection of CR6 and Northland Drive, Elkhart, Indiana, declaring the same to be a part of the city of Elkhart, Indiana. Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman, I can't speak. Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie.
Aye.
President Dawson.
Aye.
Passes 8-0.
Thank you.
Point of order, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Hickey.
Being on the abatement committee, we as a committee voted all ordinances out of committee to the council, so are we good with leaving them? You had mentioned leaving them in committee, but realistically, we voted them out of committee.
Well, I think you voted.
We fine with that?
You made recommendations?
Yeah. For clarification, in the committee, we made a recommendation to the council of a whole. We did not remove them from the committee. Only the president of the council or another member of council can make a motion to remove them from the committee during a council meeting. So we just made a recommendation. We didn't do anything else.
And most of them we got right. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you. New business ordinance on first reading. Would you read proposed ordinance 26-0-26 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-26, an ordinance appropriating $66,017.39 for the aviation fund to other funds account and authorizing the controller to transfer the funds to the aviation federal fund.
Thank you. If there's no objection, we'll pass this on to second reading. Would you read proposed ordinance 26-0-27 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-27, an ordinance appropriating $2,320,765.06 from the Aviation Federal Fund for the rehabilitation of the runway 18/36 at the Elkhart Municipal Airport.
Thank you. If there are no objections, we'll pass this on to second reading. Would you read proposed ordinance 26-0-28 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-28, an ordinance adopting the Elkhart Municipal Wheel Tax and Municipal Excise Surtax and establishing the Municipal Wheel Tax Fund and Municipal Excise Surtax Fund.
Thank you. If there are no objections, we'll pass this on to second reading.
President.
Yes, sir.
I'm concerned as it does represent a new form of tax in addition to the county, and we're trying to beat a deadline. I'm wondering how much more communication can happen with the public before we move forward too quickly. So if it go to committee, if there could be information put through the utility bill or on some form of media, because this could come as a surprise and shock. And the financial impact, which I believe is to be minimal, but still, it's an impact. I believe the public, I'd rather over-communicate than under-communicate.
Yes, and I would concur, and I would ask that the administration make sure that that happens, that this is a revenue-neutral ordinance. It's not going to cost some of our city taxpayers any more than it's costing right now, so I would encourage that type of communication with our public sooner rather than later. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hinkey. Would you read proposed ordinance 26-0-29 by title, please?
Proposed ordinance 26-0-29, an ordinance to provide for the regulation of planting, maintaining, and removing trees in the city of Elkhart, Indiana.
Thank you. If there are no objections, we'll move this on to second reading. Proposed resolution 25-R-31. Would you please read this resolution by title, please?
Proposed resolution 26-R-20. Oh. I'm confused. Where are you? You skipped a page?
26-R-21. What did I say?
You said 25.
Oh, I'm sorry. 21.
You're
I'm
all
sorry.
over it. Okay. Proposed resolution 26-R-21, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana, amending resolution R-41-24-A to extend the expiration date of the economic revitalization area granted to Third Coast Commodities, LLC, Evergreen Grease Enterprises, LLC.
Thank you. This resolution will be referred to the Tax Abatement Committee as a whole on Wednesday, July 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Mr. President,
Yes.
so we don't have that in our packet.
You don't have which?
The one, 26R-21.
It's a tax in your book.
It's in the book, okay.
Proposed resolution 26-R-33. Would you read that by title, please?
Proposed resolution 26-R-33, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana, determining whether to waive the failure of Furion LLC to timely file the annual statement of compliance with the Statement of Benefits Form, Form CF-1RP, and whether Furion LLC is in substantial compliance with the Statement of Benefits and Commitment and Payment Agreement approved by the Elkhart County Council.
Thank you. This resolution will be referred to the Tax Abatement Committee as a whole on Wednesday, July 8th at 6 p.m. Would you read proposed resolution 26-R-34 by title?
Proposed Resolution 26-R-34, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana, declaring a certain area to be an economic revitalization area for the purpose of granting tax phase-in benefits to Lake Copper Conductors, LLC, 160CR15, LLC.
Thank you. I got a motion and a second to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
By Mr. Mishler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Crabtree. Drew.
Good evening, Council. Drew Wines, Economic Development. Lake Copper Conductors is an industry leader in raw copper wire production. They have a multi-plant company and are looking to expand their County Road 15 location. They plan to invest $3,142,330 in real estate improvements, constructing a building expansion that will accommodate additional manufacturing space. They are also investing $5,333,110,000 in personal property, creating new production lines. This project will create 22 new jobs with an average annual salary of $71,052. We are recommending a 3-year real property and 3-year personal property tax phase-in. They're representatives from Lake Copper in the audience this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? Mr. Hankey.
So this is all new construction. You said the amount invested in real property?
Thank you, Councilman Hankey. That is correct. It's a $3.1 million in real property, but also a $5.3 million in personal property.
And is this the first abatement for this particular company?
I believe they had an abatement several years ago. It is expired, I believe, in the previous decade.
Okay, and then with this, 22 new positions.
That is correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak with regards to this resolution?
Hi, my name is Bill Ginter. I'm the Divisional Controller for Lake Copper Conductors. Our business started here in Elkhart back in March of 2009. Since then, we've been steadily growing, within Elkhart. We currently are in 4 buildings right now. We are on 4430 Eastland Drive, 4906 Hoffman Street, 910 Suma Drive, and currently also our warehouse at 160 County Road 15, which is where we want to expand. Currently, we have an opportunity to expand our production into another line. We have other facilities that, within the company that we can expand this line to, but we would prefer to do it in Elkhart, Indiana. Currently, our head count is at 145, and we are looking to expand, with that operation, other additional lines of doing another 22.
Thank you. Any questions? Mr. Hankey.
Really appreciate the investment, the continued investment in the city of Elkhart. I'd be interested to know who you are the vendor for. What is I know conductors, but that doesn't mean a lot to me. Can you help me understand, who do you provide for? Who do you build for?
So basically, we draw down copper wire. So we're a manufacturer of raw copper wire, and then we sell to facilities that will do the extrusion part of it. So we just do the raw copper, and we will sell to our sister companies, and also sell to companies from the East Coast to the West Coast. We sell all around the country, and we make copper wire for manufacturing, it's for construction, warehousing, auto industry. So we kind of are across a bunch of different, we're diverse in who we sell to. So we're not just kind of geared to just RV, we sell to all different divisions.
And your copper supply comes from?
Our copper supply comes from, we have a place in Texas and in Arizona that supply our copper right now currently.
Good. Congratulations, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak with regards to this resolution? Seeing none, we turn it back to the council. Melody, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Holtz?
Aye.
Councilman Curry?
Yes.
Councilwoman King?
Yes.
Councilman Mishler?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines?
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree?
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie? President Dawson?
Aye.
This is 8-0.
Thank you. Proposed Resolution 26-R-35.
Proposed. Ready?
I'm going to have Mr. Crabtree.
Okay.
Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Elkhart.
Mr. Crabtree, I need to ask you to read it in its entirety.
Yes, I could do that. Yes. A resolution of the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana, commemorating the 200th anniversary semi-quincentennial of the founding of the United States of America. Whereas on July 4th, 1776, the representatives of 13 American colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, establishing the United States of America and affirming the principles of liberty, equality, self-government, the inalienable rights of all people. And whereas the year 2026 marks the 250th anniversary or semi-quincentennial of the founding of the United States of America, a historic milestone in the life of our nation. And whereas for 2½ centuries, the United States has served as a beacon of freedom, democracy, opportunity, and civic participation, inspiring generation of Americans and people throughout the world. And whereas the City of Elkhart recognizes the sacrifices and contributions of countless individuals who have defended our nation, preserved our constitutional government, advanced civil rights, strengthened our communities, and expanded the promise of liberty and justice for all. And whereas the semi-quincentennial provides an opportunity for all Americans to reflect on our shared history, celebrate our achievements, honor our veterans and service members, recognize the diversity of our people, and renew our commitment to a civic engagement and responsible citizenship. And whereas the City of Elkhart has played an important role in the growth and development of the state of Indiana and the United States through the contributions of residents, businesses, educators, civic leaders, veterans, and community organizations. And whereas the Common Council of the City of Elkhart desires to encourage residents, schools, businesses, faith communities, neighborhood associations, veterans organizations, and civic groups to participate in activities and events commemorating America's 250th anniversary throughout 2026. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana, as follows. Section 1. The Common Council hereby commemorates and celebrates the 250th anniversary, semi-quincentennial of the founding of the United States of America, and joins communities across the nation in recognizing this historic occasion. Section 2. The Common Council encourages all residents of the City of Elkhart to reflect upon the ideals expressed in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States, and participate in educational, historical, cultural, and civic activities commemorating the semi-quincentennial. Section 3. The Common Council expresses its gratitude to the generations of Americans whose service, sacrifice, innovation, and dedication have strengthened our nation and safeguarded the freedoms enjoyed today. Section 4. The Common Council encourages local organizations, schools, historical societies, veterans groups, and community partners to collaborate in celebrating America's 250th anniversary and promoting a greater understanding of our nation's history and civic traditions. Section 5. The city clerk is directed to transmit a copy of this resolution to the mayor of the City of Elkhart and make this resolution available to the public as part of the city's recognition of the United States semi-quincentennial. So resolved this day, July 6, 2026.
Can I get a motion to adopt this resolution, Mr. Crabtree?
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Hinkie, second by Mrs. Hines for adoption. Any council discussion? Other than God bless America?
I do.
Open up to the public. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak with regards to this resolution? Seeing none, we turn it back to the council. Melody, would you do a roll call vote on this resolution, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie.
Aye.
President Dawson.
Aye.
Passes 8-0.
Thank you. Would you read proposed resolution 26-R-36 by title, please?
Proposed Resolution 26-R-36, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana, amending the nepotism policy of the City of Elkhart, Indiana.
Can I get a motion and a second to adopt this resolution?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crabtree, second by Mrs. Hines. Council discussion? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Council. Wayne Belock, Director of Human Resources. We are here requesting that the council adopt an amendment to the current nepotism policy that was adopted back in 2012. Basically, as the resolution states, making the policy more stringent. The originally adopted resolution was the minimum required by the state at the time, which basically grandfathered in anybody who was working on July 1, 2012. The proposed resolution removes that grandfathered provision such that it applies to anybody in the direct line of supervision, regardless of when they were hired or how long they've worked here.
Thank you. Questions? Mr. Hinkie?
Do we knowingly have employees that will be affected by this change?
I don't believe so.
Okay, very good.
We've kind of been following this practice for a while, but we've now formally adopted and incorporated in the handbook.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, Wayne.
Sure.
Open up to the public. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak with regards to this resolution? Seeing none, we turn it back to the council. Melody, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Councilman Curry.
Yes.
Councilwoman King.
Yes.
Councilman Mishler.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hines.
Yes.
Councilman Crabtree.
Yes.
Councilman Hinkie. President Dawson.
Aye.
8-0.
Thank you. We have a vacation public hearing. Would you read Alley Vacation 26-V-03 by title, please?
Alley Vacation 26-V-03 HMS Elkhart LLC has petitioned the Common Council of the City of Elkhart, Indiana for the passage of an ordinance providing for the vacation of partial north-south alley off of West Wolf Avenue, Elkhart, Indiana, a portion of a 12-foot alley lying north of lots 349 and 350, and a part of lot 355 in Ellison Addition.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak with regards to this alley vacation? Is there anyone in the public? Is there anyone in the public? Seeing none, we'll close the alley vacation hearing. Other new business? Any new business? Mr. Hinkie?
Thank you. We continue to have trees down, and I got to commend Chip Tallman as well as Mike Leitner. Chip always answers the phone, and we've had trees from our city parks fall in private yards, and they've been removed. At one point, AEP had to shut power down to an area so they could remove a tree from a power line in a house, and that was managed as well. I met with Danny Hurt, who is the HOA president for Walnut Trail, and there's yet another tree from the Pinewood Park. And Chip will be out there tomorrow to take a look and develop a plan, so that is very nice. To have those things, didn't need it that quickly, but it's impressive that it was done that quickly. And then I'm getting calls from neighbors, and this is on Calumet, which has been through, I believe, 311, as well as the post office complaining that people are leaving trash cans in front of mailboxes throughout the week, and that makes it difficult to get mail delivered. Some days they don't get mail because of it. I believe the neighbors have talked to this family, but there's still no action, so I'm hopeful that we can address 3027 Calumet and get this resolved. Thank you for that.
Any other new business? Seeing none, reports of Mayor, Board of Works, Board of Safety, any department heads?
Good evening, City Council. Name is Hugo Madrigal. I'm the 301 coordinator for the City of Elkhart. I am providing a 301 update to you all. So I'm proud to say that my Elkhart 301 continues to grow and strengthen the connection between our residents and city. Every day, residents, not only those who call the City of Elkhart home, but those who commute often through our city, who work, visit, and travel through our community, use 301 to report concerns, request services, and stay informed about what's happening throughout our city. During the second quarter, my Elkhart 301 received 2,138 service requests, marking a 22% increase compared to last quarter of last year. In fact, this past month of June was the busiest 301 month with more than 1,000 service requests submitted. To me, those numbers represent more than just an increase in activity. They represent trust. They show that residents know where to turn when they need help, and that they can make confidence that the city will listen and respond. The trust is only possible because of the incredible work being done across every department. During the same period, city departments closed over 1,702 requests, marking a 21% increase over last year, while reducing the average resolution time from 13 days just to 7. That is a remarkable accomplishment and speaks to the dedication of our street department, our buildings and grounds, our police department, zoning enforcement, code enforcement, and basically every department that uses 311 on all of our city employees. I have the privilege of seeing the dedication firsthand. As you know, last month we saw huge storms roll in, and I watched departments come together with a shared goal of helping our residents. And it started off with Alex helping spread the word about my Elkhart 301, to crews responding to hundreds of service requests, removing debris, clearing streets, removing trees from houses, you name it. They were out there, they were helping our residents. And everyone stepped up in our community when our community needed them, and the most. It was a true team effort, and I'm incredibly grateful for the work alongside with people who care so deeply about serving our public. As we look ahead, my goal is to continue growing my Elkhart 301 by increasing participation, making the platform more accessible for everyone. I want every person in Elkhart to know that the one simple message that if it's not 911, it's 311. And I also want to reiterate, my Elkhart 311 isn't just a reporting system, of course. It's basically the online front door to City Hall. It's a place where residents can connect with their local government, receive updates, request services, and know that their concerns are being tracked from start to finish. It creates transparency and ensures that we are being held accountable. There's many times where I meet people and they tell me, oh, I've been complaining about this within the community. And I said, okay, have you submitted on 301? And they said, no. I was like, okay, well, the first thing you always have to do is submit it on 301, because that's how I know that that it's on our radar and that there is a paper trail. And so I always want to make sure that we have that there. And basically, it helps us provide a better service to everyone in our community. Finally, I want to thank Mayor Rod, members of the City Council, and our city departments, and most importantly, our residents for the continued support and using my Elkhart 301. And of course, I always say to everyone that please download my Elkhart 301. I'm making sure that it is more accessible than ever. It's on our website. You can submit it there. You can download the app, or you can also call 301 and you will reach me, and I will ensure that we get these things submitted and we can help respond to anything that you may have within the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugo.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening, Mayor.
And I also want to thank Hugo. Hugo came to us out of permits and zoning, and quite frankly, his relationship with zoning permits, with buildings and grounds, with street department, was very beneficial as he moved into this 311 role. And you would be surprised at how often, working with the department heads, they're able to get us coordinated in order to make sure that we are addressing these 311s. Councilman Hinkie just spoke a minute ago about talking to Chip and how accessible he is. Well, it's good that he was able to get over and obviously address the concern that you have, and the concern that we all have, quite frankly, in Pinewood Park. But a part of that accessibility comes from the relationship between all of the folk, not just from you on council, but people who actually call in, ask for a tree to be picked up, or a branch to be picked up, or a pothole to be filled, or a curb to be addressed. And when you have that volume coming in, the internal mechanism and connection of these departments are really what gets the job done. And so with that said, Hugo came with that experience and quite frankly has done a wonderful job in coordinating that efforts coming out of 311. So I want to thank him for that report. I also want to thank the department heads for their ever-present relationship in regards to all of these different options, these different issues that we have, that we work with every day in order to help our residents get through. I also want to let you know that unfortunately we weren't able to celebrate the 250th year with fireworks on the 4th. But for those of you who came down, it started to be a wonderful opportunity to celebrate. And we had food trucks, and we had Uncle Sam on stilts, and we had a number of different activities that people seemed to really start to relate to until the National Weather Service called our Parks Department and told us about straight line winds that were coming through, as well as another hour and a half of rain that followed behind it. And their recommendation is what our Parks Superintendent, Jameson Charnicki, took as the call to postpone the fireworks. And while it was obviously unfortunate, but it was the right call for safety purposes. And I thank him for making that call, and I was right there when the word was being passed from the National Weather Service. And quite frankly, it was going to be a whole lot more serious than obviously what occurred, because I think it shifted right west of us, south. And I don't think Napanee had theirs, but it was unfortunate that we couldn't continue after we had already made the calls. But straight line winds at 30, 40 mile an hour was pretty dangerous and ominous on the way in. We are working to reschedule. We will get it rescheduled. We will make an announcement once we do, and everybody will be well aware when it happens. But that celebration was well due. We had some wonderful sponsors who stepped up to the plate and wanted to make that the actual fireworks a reality. So we will figure out exactly when we're going to do it, and we will make everybody aware once that time comes. But I did want to make sure to let you know that we were ready to do it, and unfortunately we couldn't. But thank you for those who came out, and please stay poised. We'll be back with you.
Thank you, Mayor. Neighborhood Association reports. Neighborhood Association reports.
I'd just like to say that the Pierre Moran Neighborhood Association, we chose not to meet because of the 4th. However, the leaders came together and had a conversation about the things going on in the neighborhood. And we also had an invitation to a very good party in our neighborhood. So it's just good to know your neighbors get invitations.
Thank you. Any other Neighborhood Association reports?
Chad had one.
We have a meeting coming up July 27th. When is it? It slipped my mind. In the Triangle, South Strong and Strong. I'm getting the exact date because we moved them around for availability. July 21st, South Strong and Strong in the Triangle.
Okay. You got that, Tanya?
I got it. Thank you.
Thanks for chiming in.
Y'all need to get that together.
Well,
All right, privilege of the floor. Is anyone in the audience? I'm sorry, Mayor.
I'm sorry, one other a quick announcement. For those of you who hadn't been made aware, but the fire department is having awards given tonight over at the Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah, we were all there early.
You were all there earlier?
And as soon as you sit down and we finish up, we're going back.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that you knew you had the opportunity to go back.
We know that. That's why.
I just wanted to make sure that
we knew that. Thank you
aware.
very much, Mayor. We appreciate that. Privilege of the floor. Is anyone in the audience who'd like to speak on anything that was not on the agenda? Please come forward. Please come forward. Just state your name.
My name is Jeff Long. I own 2 buildings in Elkhart, one located at 511 South Main, and after a 6-year battle, I finally obtained 520 South Main last week. I'd like to acquire more buildings in the future. However, there are some issues that need to be addressed. One, poor upkeep of existing buildings and lack of insurance. Today, I really want to speak about insurance. I'm actually asking the city to draft some sort of ordinance requiring property owners with 0 to 20-foot lot lines that they have full insurance for property and liability. The lack of insurance can leave serious consequences for adjoining property owners and the city of Elkhart. And this issue really does need to be addressed. Drivers are required to prove financial responsibility and have liability or insurance to at least cover the other people. A few years ago, I had to pay an excessive demolition bill, actually tied to the building I just acquired. And I fully understand that the city had to recoup its money, but me as a taxpayer, you added it to the tax bill, I had to pay that. And that's an even longer story. John's aware of it. But buildings need to be insured, and that whole situation could have been prevented if the building owner had insurance, if in the back of it collapsed, and the insurance company then would have addressed cleaning it up. It wouldn't have been the city's responsibility. It wouldn't have been my responsibility of buying the building in the tax sale. Several years prior to that, there was a building that was damaged, 2 buildings that were damaged due to a fire, and the property was uninsured. This created a hardship on the city and neighboring owners. The city should not bear the burden to cover the cost of a property owner due to a property owner's negligence. In this scenario, one of the individuals involved sued the other, even when they had no insurance, which I find quite ironic. An ordinance would help address the problem and encourage more financially responsible property ownership in Elkhart. If a property owner fails to comply, the city could force place insurance and add the cost to the tax bill just as they do on a demolition cost. And at that point, if it went into a tax sale, the city could have them sign an affidavit saying that they will maintain insurance. What this does, it just provides a better, if you can't afford insurance, you can't afford upkeep. If you can't afford upkeep, you can't afford to replace your neighbor's buildings if you burn them down. And me as a property owner and as a city, you don't want to clean it up. You don't want vacant lots. And I'm all for promoting the growth of downtown Elkhart. I mean, I love the place, and I said I've done a really good job at 511, and 520 will be the next one that looks new again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak on anything that was not on the agenda? Please come forward.
Hi, my name is Carrie Nichols, and I live at 1314 South Shore. And I was here at your last meeting and spoke, and I am here to give an update that nothing has happened. We still have the drug houses, we still have, and now we even have more things happening in the neighborhood. And nothing's happening. And what I really want to know is, how many police are we really supposed to have in the city? Because we only have about 140, 150, And is that really enough? Are we compliant with our 50-some thousand people that we have? Is that enough? Because we definitely don't have enough activity down in our neighborhood at all. And that's a very big issue, a very, very big issue. And now that we're full into summer, and I said this the last time, they are out like you wouldn't believe. And I'm talking about homeless people. They come down into our area because they're moving out from downtown. Congratulations for you all, but not so great for us. And they go down to one of our laundromats. That's where they like to stay. And then when they get up in the morning, they walk on down into our neighborhood, down to one of these drug houses that's at 116 NATO. It's not great. It's not fun. It's not nice to have these people hanging around out in the street. It's just not safe at all. We've tried to work with zoning, and we tried to work with code. The code guy comes through. Yeah, you got it. The code guy comes through. Now, I get wrote up, and I get letters. I got one, actually. And it was for something else that's not even mine, but that's beside the point. But I got wrote up, and I, of course, called and took care of it. But I'm not seeing anything else happening in my area at all, as far as that goes. We're talking disrepair on buildings, housing, overgrowth, you name it. It's going on in our neighborhood. And it's still not being taken care of. It is unacceptable. There's no other way around it. It's absolutely unacceptable. And I just really am concerned about the police issue. And do we have enough for the city? Because I can tell you right now, my neighborhood's not being policed, and I don't want them down there 24/7, but I also know it needs some action, because there obviously isn't enough task forces or whatever needs to go on to make sure that the neighborhood is safe. If it's happening in my neighborhood, then it's happening in other neighborhoods, which directly affects all of Elkhart. That is the number one concern. So, that's what I've got to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, Andy Jones, Elkhart Municipal Airport Director. Just want to remind everybody that there's the Goshen Air Show is this week, and the Freedom Fest, or Rotors and Ribs event. It's a great event that Goshen's been hosting every couple years for a long time, so hopefully you'll get a chance to support it. And then later on this month, on the July 20th through the 26th, we're going to have a special event going on at the Elkhart Airport. I'll talk more about that next week. I don't want to take any of the shine off the Goshen event that's happened this weekend, but we got something special going on at Elkhart Airport too.
Thank you.
My name is Ralph Spellbring. I live at 236 Bank Street. A year ago, the big bad bill passed the United States Congress. President Trump's goal seems to be to take us back to the robber baron era prior to 1900. The tax cut that passed in 2017 contributed to the high inflation we had in the Biden years, so that the Trump tax cut like I say, contributed. Then Biden got blamed for the high inflation. So I find it kind of ironic. Also, President Trump went to the Dakotas for the Theodore Roosevelt Library. We're going to need a Theodore Roosevelt to clean up the mess that President Trump is creating.
Thank you, Mr. Spellberg.
Hi, I'm Wendy Cruz. I'm at 1001 Hester Street. And I'm just going to do a slight follow-up on my end of the block. I have talked to the chief of police. We have talked about the drug issues. I get the timing. I get all of that. But what we're having problems with is we have nobody down there until a situation happens, and it's been happening a lot more. Our district has had a lot of recent gun issues, a lot of gun violence. And so I was trying to figure out, at what point do we start putting more boots on the ground? Like, how does the city plan on putting more police officers out there that are more responsible? I just read that one of our officers went to jail. So I'm kind of concerned on the dignity of our officers, like how many of them have violations, how many of them have been wrote up and stuff like that, and how do we decide whether they're fit for the job or not? Because a lot of the public is concerned about the police. They don't trust them, they're afraid of them, they want to run and hide. I know, unless I personally know the officer, I don't want any interaction. It's scary, but I also feel like we're not heard when we talk to cops and we ask for help. And that's not okay. You know, me being a white person, people are like, oh, they listen to you. No, they don't. I'm stereotyped. I got tattoos and piercings. I have a record. They don't care about me. And like with Carrie, every time we come and we complain, we get coded. But my neighbor next door, who does not do anything with his property, I even turned it into 311, and it was reported, he has overgrowth everywhere, graffiti all over the house, back door was kicked in again. It's always kicked in. Homeless are in there every single day. Drug addicts are in, they're less than 20 feet from my house. And I gotta sleep comfortably with that. I am mentally disabled. Do you know how scared I am at night to sleep? I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep because I'm up looking to see if I see lights in that house. But then the catch part is code enforcement. I do apologize. I got into it with them and hung up. We don't have to hold them to the major standards that we hold houses that are lived in. As long as the grass is mowed, it's good. As long as they can't get into the house, it's good. I asked him, did you get out of the car and look? Because that back door is hidden from you, not me. I look out my kitchen window and I watch people walk in and out all the time. The only way a police officer will arrest that person is if they can get a hold of the owner and the owner wants to push trespassing charges. The owner wants to, but nobody ever contacts him when I call. So how do we deal with this? How do we hold everybody to the same standards so that way our neighborhood can start looking better? Because the neighborhood association thing did not work out. So what do we do now? Because we have a camper with drug addicts that live in with kids. That's been reported to 311. Still there. Police were there the other day to deal with the drug addict that was acting out. The house next to me still overgrowth. The lawn got cut though. Graffiti still there, everything. So it's like, at what point do we force these homeowners who do not want to upkeep, want to leave their houses abandoned, and not take care of them? At what point do we say enough is enough? Like, this is 5 years that I've been dealing with this, almost 6. So this is the kind of stuff that brings the drug addicts. This is what brings the homeless. And I'm all about trying to help the homeless, but they're being pushed around everywhere. They're not to the South Side yet because they just got kicked out of the South Side. They got kicked out from South Side to downtown. Now downtown, they're coming east or west. They're taking us over. We need help from the city with the homeless and the drug addicts, and I think we need to start paying attention to our police officers and deciding how many infractions they can have before we just let them go. Because some of that is serious with your residents. We worry. If he has a invasion of privacy, I don't want you worrying about me. I don't want you sneaking around me. I mean, that's scary. If they're out doing things that are illegal, we need to hold them accountable too. We can't just brush it under the rug because that tells your residents they matter more than we do. Because if I do the same thing, it's jail. So we need to get a better understanding of the police force and try to get a little bit more in there. So that way we as residents feel safe and we can call the police when we need them and know that they're gonna hear us, acknowledge us, and help handle the situations. Because we have kids running around with drug addicts, homeless people right now. And it's just not safe in our area. I was talking to you earlier. I can't even let my 15-year-old daughter walk down Franklin to go to school. It's scary because I see what happens to the kids and the people that do it. I drive Franklin every single day. sometimes 5, 6 times a day. These people are dangerous to our kids, so we need to try to relocate them or help them or move them along somewhere else if you want Elkhart to look beautiful, because that is not beautiful. And if you don't believe me, please drive down to the pavilion on Franklin Street. I want you guys to see that. That right there is the catch. Drug deals every day. People stop on the side of the road, throw drugs out. I don't want my kid around that.
All right, ma'am. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Turn back to scheduling of committee meetings. We have a committee meeting, special council meeting Wednesday, July 8th, 6 o'clock. Acceptance of communications. Can I get a motion to accept communications?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion from Mr. Crabtree. Second from Mr. Curry. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Crabtree, second by Mr. Mitchell. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. And we can go to the firefighters event.